Welcome back to another The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and today is Vladof shields, which are also absorb shields. There's quite a few of these to go through, so this should be a little bit more of an interesting episode, and there is some creativity in these, unlike the last one we saw, so I'm going to hit him. No, I turned off. I do not have cloud kill for this video for a reason. I wanted to focus on some other things. So, first one we've got is the sponge. Now, the sponge isn't the most popular of shields, especially because there's a lot of awesome Seraph shields. This one kind of gets left behind, and there's reason why. It's solid, but most people go to the sham, and I guess I'll compare it to the sham before I compare it to its blue counterpart. So, the sham, the big thing you notice there is 94% compared to 54%. And that is a pretty big difference. Normal absorb shields max out at 49. The sham goes all the way up to 94, but with the sham you lose a lot of capacity. It's a terrible shield, but it does have a decent delay on it. The sponge, you don't get that delay, but you have a pretty solid capacity there at just over 1 million and a pretty decent recharge rate. So to compare it to its normal purple counterpart, it's better in every way, but not by much. So 1,084,000 compared to 1,035,000, that's not a big difference. Recharge rate from 196 to 205, not a big difference. Delay 3.3 to 3.5, not a big difference. And absorb chance 54 to 49, not a big difference. Now, the nice thing about the sponge is you can get elemental immunities, unlike the sham. The sham you cannot. So if you get a dot with the sham, you're kind of fucked. The other thing that sucks about the sham, it's just bullets. It doesn't protect against grenades, it doesn't protect against melee, it doesn't protect against splash damage. So there's a lot of stuff in the game. Rockets are splash damage, Molly-wand guns, Torg guns. There's a lot of guns that get through the sham, and that's why I don't like the sham. It's great against naked bullets, but if you catch a dot or get splash damage or get hit by a grenade or anything else, you're pretty much screwed. Where the sponge can take some licking. You can take some hits with there if you don't absorb them, and that's kind of a cool thing, but it's not as much of an improvement. It needed a better stat boost. Not necessarily on the absorb chance. I'm fine with leaving it just slightly better at 54, but give it more capacity, or if you're going to leave the capacity there and have a slight capacity, have it have like a half the delay. Bring it down to like the sham's delay at 1.8 or something. It just needs a little bit more. It's really close to being there. I kind of complain about some of the turtle shields not being the most imaginative, and that's kind of it with the sponge. They could have done a little bit more with the sponge just to make it better if that's what they're going to do with it. Unfortunately, they did not. So that's why it's kind of overlooked. Now, the sham is one of the more popular shields in the game because 94% is ridiculous. So the sham here compared to its counterpart, which is 2 parts Molly-wand, 1 part Hyperion, because it cannot get the elemental resistance here. You see 45%, a 2.65 recharge delay, which is better. The Hyperion helps with that delay, but you lose a little absorb. On the sham you don't. But you lose a ton of that capacity. Not quite. Well, about 1 million. Well, no, that's 600,000, not 60. I wasn't looking at that right. But not, you don't quite lose half, but not far off. And that's where I don't like the sham, as I just kind of said during the sponge. That's my main holdback with the sham is, it has a good elemental chance, but you see there I caught a dot and almost died. So, or not almost died, but almost broke my shield off just one of those shock dots. If I shoot this closer to my feet and catch all 3 dots, I most likely would go down. Now, moving on to the second legendary, one I think is incredibly cool, and I have something special here for it, is the Transformer. So the Transformer, you always get the shock immune one, at least that's what you want, and I would compare that to this absorb, same parts. So you have a little less absorb chance, higher delay, better or slower recharge rate, better capacity. But what's cool is you actually absorb shock damage as well. So you can see there, shock damage recharges your shield. Now if it goes over that capacity of your shield, it will eat into your health, but you have some other cool synergies. So here as Maya, for a reason, I have Backdraft. You guys see that set it off. Now what you couldn't see is Backdraft went off 3 times there in a blink of an eye. Wait till my health gets past health gate here, or I could just do that. Alright. Now if you watch that slow, you'll see there's multiple Nova waves. Or if I can just do it here. Or maybe I can shoot this wall and see it. That didn't work. Oh, it blocks it from hitting him. So that's a bad example. But you can see here, as I'm shooting myself, you can see Backdraft going off because... And you never even see the shield drop. So, one more time here. So, watch my shield capacity, and watch Backdraft. You never saw my shield move there. But my shield lost all of its capacity and refilled 3 times to set off Backdraft 3 times and be instantly filled by the Transformer. Exotech, a friend of mine, has got a build set up solely for this. And it is pretty freaking cool. Because each one of those orbs drops my shield and refills it. Now, to make this build work, actually, you know, he's got all the details to make the build work. I'll put a card up for you guys to see how he does that. And it's a really, really cool, clever thing. New originally kind of figured something out with that, but Exotech figured out how to actually make it work, and it's pretty fucking awesome. He calls it carpet bombing, and it's pretty dope. So, yeah, check that out. But the Transformer shield can be very cool, because not only that, but it's an absorb shield that takes that shock, and you know, in the peak, you have those surveyors with those big scary shock attacks. There's a few other enemies with big scary shock attacks. So it's a pretty awesome shield, but with the slow hand and Backdraft, it is the ultimate. And the fact that you also absorb some of your own shotgun ammo, so you stay good on shotgun ammo. So yeah, Transformer, awesome, awesome shield. Next, we have a few more actually, so this keeps going. If I can find them. You have the 1340. Which is one of our talking... I'm going to heal up again, just in case. That didn't work. I was hoping to absorb my bullets and get it talking. Maybe I should have brought a Logan's gun to this. Maybe it'll talk shit to me now. Let's see if I can do it from a distance. Nope. So I'm going to give up on this. I should have brought a Logan's gun. But this shield, once I come back here, I will take a peek at it. Try to go to my menu while I was coming back there. So compared to its counterpart, you can get the elemental resistance. It's exactly the same. And this is kind of like the 1340 shotgun. The only difference in it is the voice, and I think that's really lame. They should do something else to it. Give it more capacity, or rate, or less recharge delay, or bigger absorb chance, or give it something other than a voice. Yeah, so then we have the Aquatus. And this one is also dumb because it just adds fight to your life duration for each one of these or the Veritas guns. And that's it. The stats are the same. I really think both of these are quite dumb, and there's a reason a lot of people don't get excited about them. I just think boosting your fight for your lifetime is the wrong way to go about it. If you're going to fight for your life, that option, you should change something else about your build, not get a gun or a shield and a gun that increases your fight for your lifetime. So, yeah, both of those blue shields need something else. The fight for your lifetime, good, but also do a stat. The talking, cool and entertaining, but also give it a stat. You know, the Boganella in the pre-sequel, they helped the stats of it too. They didn't just make it talking. I believe the same thing with the Cutie Killer and a couple of others. So, yeah, not a big fan of that stuff, as I said in previous ones. The only ones they think they got right was a Sham and the Transformer, although I don't love the Sham. I can't deny that it's damn good. And lowering the capacity, but then also lowering the shield recharge delay was a pretty good move. It's a good balance for it. The Sham should be squishy if you get hit by anything that gets through it. So I like that. The delay is important though, so it's still usable, because if it had a 3-second delay, it would be pretty terrible. The Transformer is really cool, the way that shock damage refills it, and that's kind of that. You have the shields are energy shields, so that whole thing makes sense. It's cool, it's thematic, it has special synergy with things like Backdraft. I dig it. I think that's a really cool, interesting shield. The Sponge is close. You know, they kind of took the Ranger approach with the Sponge and just let's slightly increase it, but they should have done a little bit more than slight. They should have really increased it. Or really increase one stat and then maybe leave the other ones alone, or give them a slight buff, or just buff all of them slightly more. I don't know the percentage buffs, I didn't add that up on them, but if, you know, let's say they all had a 10% buff, then, you know, give them all a 20% buff, and then it might be worth using. It is a Seraph, it should be powerful, it should be good. I don't think it would be broken. Or maybe, you know, give a 25% buff to all the shield stats, but leave the absorb chance alone. So it's just a really good shield with an absorb chance. That would have been cool too, but not quite there. So let me know what you guys think about these shields. I'm assuming a lot of people are going to love the Sham. There's going to be a few Sham haters out there like me. And yeah, let me know if you have any better ideas for what they should have done with the blue ones or the Sponge. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later. Bye.